Alright guys, this is going to be finally a video of... I'm just happy to start this sucker up, man. I can't believe it. It took a while, sorry. Al and I are both very busy guys. We work a lot of hours, so... Anyway, this is going to be a video. It's going to be a few steps. Alright? Step one is get yourself some coffee. Right? It's going to be a few steps, right? And you guys break in engines however way you want. So many people have different ways. This is what I've been doing. It's a little bit more. It's no biggie. It's no big deal. It's simple how I do it, but it's not as fast. If you guys are one of them guys that's just going to go rush and go out and run your shit, good luck to you. That's all I could say. I'll never do that, especially with a motor that costs as much as this. You know, I have also an OBR, you guys are aware, that's going to go on my MTXL. These motors are expensive. You know, this is a reed case motor, very nice motor. We'll see how durable it will be, but you know, it costs money. So do the job the right way. If you guys get an RTR engine, well, the 23 that comes stock on a DBXL is lacking power, but it's a good motor. It's a good motor. I do a couple of bolt-ons to it. You'll wake up that power band. It'll be nice, but you know, you need something bigger. 26cc on the 5T is a good motor, but the best one that I've seen, RTR, is the 29cc motor. Alright, if you guys can't afford a motor like this, you can get a motor like this cheap. The 29cc motor that comes on the MTXL is a great motor for say you guys want to hop up a DBXL. Put a 29cc motor here from the MTXL, but that's a whole nother video. I didn't really care about this motor, so I kind of rushed this one. I still did a decent break-in with this MTXL. I do, when I break in engines, I run 24-to-1 mix oil and gas. Alright, that's 24 ounces of oil to 1 gallon of gas. Right? So right off the bat, you have a lot of oil, just in case if you over rev or whatever, you have some extra oil in there. I only use good quality oil. I've used many types of oils before. Castor, the Klotz. I think I still have a quart of that stuff around here somewhere. I used to use this. I've used a few types. My favorite, and I only use from now on, is the AMSOIL. I've used the Interceptor, works great. And now we're going to be using Dominator. The Dominator, let's see if this, the Dominator's to the left, the Interceptor oil's to the right. They're both from AMSOIL. They're both two-stroke oils, but the one to the left, the Dominator, is overkill. It's the most expensive also. Interceptor will work just fine and clean and great. People use that on freaking snowmobiles and all types of shit. But the Dominator is overkill for these little engines, but that's what we're going to be running. I'm only going to use that from now on. That's for like heavy racing two-stroke engines. Alright, but it just has the most additives, the most protection out of all. So don't be running this shit. Some people, this is AMSOIL Sabre, you know, you can, but don't be running this shit. This is meant for more of the lawnmower shit. Lawnmowers, chainsaws. It will do fine, probably do very well, but keep that with your lawnmower stuff. That's for performance two-stroke engines, dirt bike engines, ATV engines, serious shit. So if you want to treat your engine serious, you got to use serious shit. Now, first thing First thing I ever do, I already did it. Sorry, I didn't show it to you guys. I have spark plug out. I make sure piston is at bottom dead center. Yes, even on this. All right. A lot of you guys are like, oh, there's no need or whatever. Well, like I said before, this is how I break in my engines. Now, first tank, this fuel here is Camp 2, 100 octane, ethanol-free gasoline, right? Or petrol, or our friends in Australia called gas petrol. So, mixed to 24-1. Now, we only run 24-1 for 1 gallon. 1 gallon of fuel, that's it. From there on, it will be from forever 28-1. I have friends that even run this fuel, this mix of oil, 30-1. But I don't race anymore. I don't do that. It will always be 28-1 after the first gallon of 24-1. Right? There's no need to have that much oil. Most of the time when you get an RTR, they're going to tell you 25-1 because they're afraid of a guy that doesn't know how to mix, or you either mix too little, or what happens is if you mix too little, it's very bad. If you mix too much, it's also very bad. So to 25-1, if you're using shit quality oil, you're going to build carbon buildup. That's not good for engines. You know, you're going to foul plugs. You're going to have this carbon build up in your that could build up in your cylinder head or in your exhaust port. You don't want that shit to break off. Eventually, it'll get thick. It'll turn to like almost like a tar, like a rock. You don't want that shit to break up and go into your cylinder when your piston is running. You'll scratch your cylinder. You could fuck up your motor from that. I've seen it happen already with many landscapers with their weed whacker engines, which are the same design of these engines, So, 28-1, you'd be perfectly fine. It'll run cleaner. It'll run cooler. Too much oil will also make your engine run hotter. All right? That's all. Like I said before, I have friends that only run 30-1. All right? And 32-1, these motors. And they have no problems. But I won't do 32-1. Like I said earlier, I don't race anymore. So 28-1, I'm good. I'd rather have a little bit more oil, but not too much oil. So let's get busy with this. Now, I didn't show in this video, but I had removed the spark plug. I put some oil in here, in the cylinder, just to lubricate this piston, because it was kind of already dry. Yes, when the OBR assembles these, they use assembly lube and all that. But from sitting for a while, it was kind of too dry for me. I never like to start any engine. Big motors, even nitro engines. I don't like to start any engine without lubrication. So before you put the spark plug in, let's just say you guys remove your spark plug. All right. Sorry, I wished I should have shown that, but you guys get it. I have my own mix of engine oil and a little bit of a tranny oil in here. Shake her up. You guys can use any oil you want. You can use 2-stroke oil. Some oil into the cylinder, to the piston ring, and let it sit for a little bit. Before you guys put the spark plug back in, turn the motor over a couple of times. Alright? Turn it over. You want to go slowly, because if you go too fast, the oil will shoot out. Will hit you in the face. So go slowly. Turn the motor slowly. You want that piston to go up and down, up and down, up and down, just to lubricate the rings. You want to lube the rings a little bit before we try to really yank on it and fire this sucker up for the first time. Alright, I just turned the whole car around so I can show you guys the head. Alright, now next step we're going to do is after you lubricated your cylinder, your piston and ring a little bit, put the spark plug back in there. Connect your wire. Get yourself a heat gun. Alright? You're going to need a heat gun anyway for nitros or whatever else you guys are doing. I mean, you should have one. Or, don't rely on a head warmer. So anyway, get your heat gun. First, let me show you what temp the motor is right now. Get yourself a cheap temp gun, not too cheap. This is like a Harbor Freight one. Sears has good ones. You can find some pretty good ones out there. Lowe's has some decent price ones, whatever. So okay, 67 degrees. All right, let's see what my garage temp is. 70 degrees here. Temp gun is saying 68. Off by 2. Who knows what the hell is off by 2 degrees? Could be that or it could be this. Who knows? I'm thinking that shit's off by 2 degrees, but whatever. Now, 2 degrees ain't shit. Now, don't forget also the metal here is much colder, so. Alright, so we're gonna go. We're gonna consider this 67 degrees. Alright, metal is cooler. So, we're gonna warm this cylinder 200 degrees. Get yourself a heat gun. I don't think a hair dryer will do that, but if you don't have a heat gun, try to get like a cheap one. These are cheap ones. You can get a real good one, or you can get a cheap one. Don't get too shitty ones. Right? There was a Wagner one that was a real piece of shit. It didn't last for nothing. This cheap shit right here, it's not too bad. Alright? I have it banging around. Look, you can see there's holes in mine. I don't buy real good heat guns for this shit. I do have good ones, but I usually bring this out with me when I have my generator in my truck. So we're going to keep heating this sucker until we get 200 degrees. Go all the way around your motor. Right. Just get the head. Do not put this into your fuel, especially the 100 octane gas. Now, while you're doing this, what we're doing right now is we're expanding the cylinder. The metals are going to start to expand for the first time. Okay, guys, see that? When you get your temps up, 200, get ready to fire. It's starting to cool down quick. Man, I smell that can too already. Alright? See that? Now, for the first time, make sure you prime your carb. Prime it. Prime it. So you see fuel going back. Primer good. Now we're going to have to adjust this carb. Alright? That's a 990 carb. Alright? What I usually do to 990s is I set the low speed to 1 1/8 turn, and the high speed I put to 1 5/8 turn. But usually when you put a pipe like this, the motor tends to lean out a little bit on the low end. So I may do the low end fatter, which means I'm gonna richen it an eighth turn more, right? So instead of 1 1/8, I'll do 1 turn. All right, I'll do the low speed at 1 turn, and we'll see how it goes. See if she'll fire up. Now, don't forget, on a new carburetor, you're gonna have to play with your idle. You're gonna have to adjust your idle, get a good idle. Now, you guys with killer bees and switches and all that, don't forget, don't be over here yanking on your pull starter for no reason. If you don't have the remote on, you're not gonna have spark. All right, you hear that? So make sure all your shit's working. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to waste your battery just idling for a while. I got the Futaba 4 PLS, so mine, if I don't have the remote on, it'll just have the brakes on, but the motor will still run. So anyway, let's keep going forward.